afternoon, friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ambassador Dr. Deepak Vohra, Special Advisor to the Prime Minister in 3 African countries and to the Ladakh councils, Hill Development Councils of Leh and Kargil. Very quickly, we are going to be talking for the next, at least in my case, for 15 or 20 minutes about the coronavirus, the Chinese virus, and the impact that it has had on India. But first, we want you to answer some questions, and I hope you are able to answer them to see how well we know our world. You are able to see my screen. So please give me answers to this. You can send your answers if you want to Mr. Garg. How many people in the world do you think have access to electricity? 30%, 60 or 90? Mr. Garg, what is your wild guess? Sorry? 60. हाँ बीच वाला है, fair enough. कितने बच्चे हैं पूरी दुनिया में जिनका वैक्सीनेशन हुआ है against some disease? 30, 60 or 90?
I mean 60.
Come on.
Well, not more than 30%.
What is the answer? I can't hear you, Mr. Garg.
30%.
30, very good. How many children born after 2011 will celebrate their 100th birthday? 2%, 15% or 33%? Very good. 40 years ago, 25% of children in the whole world died by the time they reached 15 years. Now, how many are dying by the time they reach 15 years? Earlier, it was 25%. Now, is it 16%, 8% or 4%? Very good. Now, let me give you some answers to this very quickly, Mr. Garg. Thank you for your answers. They were all wrong. 90% of the world has electricity. 90% of the world's children have been vaccinated. 33% of those born after 2011 will celebrate their 100th birthday. And 4% of children die before the age of 15 today. The world is a much better place than you imagine it to be. This was before the coronavirus attack, but it has not made any impact. Now, people are going to remember this greatly. What happened in 2020? China has shown us the power it has to disrupt the world. It has given us an example. India shows its example, the power of its example, not an example of its power, but the power of its example to heal the world. Let's take a very quick look at the journey in India, which is, I call myself an observe analyst. I observe and analyze. My birth was in 1951 till today. Look, in 1951, when I was born, 98% of Indians were illiterate. 98% lived in abject poverty. 1% of women in India participated in public life or in civil service jobs. And we had this whole thing about meri to kismat phuti hui hai. Whenever we had a crisis, we rushed to other people for help. I remember this distinctly. By the time I die, India would have eliminated illiteracy, poverty, moved to gender equality, and become very self-confident because I see the change. Here are some slides I'm going to show you. I'll run through them. Here is the then British Prime Minister David Cameron. This is a cartoon in The Economist, begging Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to give some money to England, saying, I don't have money. Here is an advertisement in Business Week in India by the German government asking India to invest in Germany. Happy birthday. I thought they were investing in India, but here they are looking to ask Indian companies to invest. Here is another thing. I'm sure Mr. Malaiwala, what is that Kingfisher fellow? Malaiwala, he must have seen this. It says, this was in India today, London advertising for property in an Indian magazine. Do you understand, everybody? Because they see the capacity of Indians to invest for release of virus. And India is making its place in the world. So the first mega trend we are observing that we are seeing is the global demographic shift. The median age in India, which means half of India is below that, half of India is above that, is 28 years. 65 करोड़ लोग भारत में 28 साल से कम हैं और 65 करोड़ 28 साल से ज्यादा हैं. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Western Europe 44 साल है median age. Japan is 47. Japan is an aging society. Western Europe is an aging society. United States is 38. That is also an aging society. They do not have the resilience and the immunity of young people. The maximum number of deaths from coronavirus have been people who are old, white, and rich in that order. It's an amazing demographic, but you have to take a look at it and imagine this. Plus, I have 1 billion, 100 crore people in what we call the productive age group, which means between the ages of 15 and 64. Economic power shift. The 4 largest economies in purchasing power terms are China, USA, India, and Japan. 3 of the world's 4 largest economies today are in Asia. How much private money do we have in India? Have you any idea? Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, $8.2 trillion. Not my figures. These are UN figures. These are World Bank figures. These are IMF figures. These are international agency figures. A trillion has 12 zeros. We have the 6th largest private money in the world. And by 2028, we'll have more private wealth, twice as much private wealth as the citizen of UK or Germany. Focus on education. Do you know how many schools and colleges we have today in India?
Yes, sir.
15 lakh schools, 1.5 million, and 50,000 universities. We had 500 when we became independent. We have 50,000 now. 340 million students. Half of them are girls. Half of our students are girls. Where are we spending this money? Do you know? Number one, we are spending it on looking better. There are 650,000 towns and villages in India, and we have 1.5 crore beauty shops. Second, we are spending on eating better, the Zomato, Tomato, Swiggy, Piggy, and all that. And the third, which is now rising, is feeling better on health. The slide that we also saw was on the military rebalancing. Military rebalancing, the most powerful militaries in the world today. United States number 1, Russia number 2, China number 3, India number 4. What is the result of these tectonic changes? Let me tell you this. The result of these tectonic changes is, as India's global profile rises, there is depression, there is loneliness in the West. By the way, are you aware that England even has a minister for loneliness? They estimate that they have 9 million lonely people in England. Mr. Marwah, they are recruiting youngsters like you to go give companionship to these old widows with a lot of money in England. You might send them your photograph. India's rising global profile. 2015 yoga resolution, 177 members out of 193 members of the United Nations co-sponsored this resolution, the largest in the history of the United Nations. 177 co-sponsored our yoga resolution. Yemen, 2015, the evacuation, we were the only country allowed to bring out foreign nationals. We were the only country allowed to bring out nationals from Yemen in 2015. We brought out 16,000 people from 40 countries. And in 2019, ladies and gentlemen, after being booted out of the founding conference of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Conference, in 1969, we are invited 50 years later at their 5th. We'll handle it ourselves. By the way, since 2001, natural disaster, man-made disaster, tsunami, flood, drought, we don't take help from anybody. Those of you who are in your late 50s, 60s will remember how in 1965, 67, when the rains failed, we fought a war with Pakistan. We begged for food, 9 and 11 million tons. The largest imports in the history of mankind, ladies and gentlemen, we made it from the United States. Mrs. Gandhi gayi thi bheek mangne anaj ke liye. American newspaper New York Times लिखता है कि भारत का नया नेता, she had just become prime minister, भीख मांगने आया है. And then we had all kinds of trouble going on. The 60s and the 70s are India's lost decade. By the way, some of you might remember, I don't know if you do, but on Mondays in 1966, we were asked not to eat cereals. आप लोग जानते नहीं हैं भूख क्या है, मुझसे पूछिए. एक साल 1966 सोमवार को मैं भूखा सोया हूँ without eating rice or wheat. 1991, we mortgaged our gold. No one was willing to give us loans. Today, of course, we are the 2nd largest producer of food grains in the world, and we are sitting on $600 billion worth of exchange. So we say never, never again. Others have written our destiny for too long, and country that forgets its past has no future. We remember we've made this commitment, and you're seeing it in the coronavirus, that we will deal with this ourselves. That is what everything is all about. How do they see our future? May I read out to you the Deloitte 2019 survey of millennials born after 1985, Gen Next born after 1995 in 42 countries. Most optimistic, Indians. And what is their top priority? Young Indians, millennials, post-millennials, make an impact on society. Least optimistic about the future, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Germany, France, Britain, United States, Japan. Goldman Sachs, not my figures, theirs. India's story will be shaped by its 45 crore Gen Z born after 1995, one of the most compelling stories in the world. बराक ओबामा 3 बार क्यों आता है भारत और जाके अमेरिकी बच्चों को कहता है there are billions of people, kids in India, working to out-educate and out-compete you. You know, let me tell you about the Indian spirit. We are dealing with the Chinese virus with this spirit. This young village boy came to enlist for the army in the 1999 Kargil war. बेटा ये सच्ची कहानी है. उसकी दोनों टांगे इस बच्चे की, गांव वाला था, कटी हुई थी ट्रेन एक्सीडेंट में घुटने के नीचे. उसको लोगों ने बोला तू फौज में कैसे भर्ती होगा, तू तो हैंडीकैप्ड है, टांगे कटी हुई. जवाब क्या देता है मालूम है? साहब मैं दुश्मन से लड़ने आया हूं, दुश्मन से भागने नहीं. ये तस्वीर आपको नजर आ रही है गर्ग साहब? This is a boy in Sikkim. He was 25 or 26, working for border roads. As you can see, the river Tista is on his right. See how precariously he's perched. He's drilling. They put in dynamite. They blow up the road. He was doing it for me. I was there with the Doordarshan team for the September 2011 earthquake. 300 जगह से सिलीगुड़ी गैंगटॉक की सड़क टूटी हुई थी. 300 landslides. We asked international experts. I know this. I was there. They said it's going to take 6 weeks. We asked border roads of India. आप बताओगे कितनी देर में खोल सकोगे सड़क? They said हम मुआयना करके बताते हैं. 20 घंटे के बाद, मैं जानता हूं, मैं वहां था, फोन आया कि सड़क खुल चुकी है. कहां 6 हफ्ते, कहां 20 घंटे. We did it because we have this magnificent technology called Jugaad. Ladies and gentlemen, I met the mother, a Sikkimese mother. We lost 20 boys from border roads. I met a Sikkimese mother who had lost her child. I said, I'm sorry, बहन आपके घर आया हूं. At a time when you've lost a grown-up child. He worked for India. He worked for border roads. He died for India. मैं आपके लिए क्या कर सकता हूं apart from all the compensation you will get? This woman looks me straight in the eye. She said, मेरा छोटा बेटा, उसको नौकरी दिलवा दो, आप तो स्पेशल एडवाइजर हैं. मैंने कहा मैं सब बड़ी कंपनी से बात करूंगा, दिलवा दूंगा. कहती मुझे बड़ी कंपनी से बात नहीं करनी, इसको बॉर्डर रोड्स में नौकरी दिलवा दो. बड़ा लड़का देश के लिए शहीद हुआ है, वक्त आने पर ये बच्चा भी शहीद हो जाए देश के लिए. You know, as the water came into my eyes, I held her hands in mine and I said, माँ तुझे सलाम. अगर भारत में मेरा जन्म फिर होता है, मैं चाहूंगा कि तेरी कोख से मेरा जन्म हो. What a mother she was. And at that moment, I understood why we are Indians. It's a question I'd always ask myself. हम भारतीय क्यों हैं? उस समय मुझे समझ आया. We are not Indians because we live in India. Mr. Marwah, we are Indians because India lives in us. For the first time in human history, we are seeing this convergence of forces. 1/4 of your population, tech savvy, gung ho. 1/4 is in school. 2/3 of your population in the productive age group. We are lifting one Indian out of poverty every second. और अब वो किस्मत विस्मत है, वो सब खत्म हो गई. The generation to which Mr. Garg belongs, हम खुद करेंगे, अपना इतिहास लिखेंगे. We can do it. Chinese propaganda, वो तो बड़ी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि दुनिया उनको ना कहे कि ये सब आप लोगों ने किया. बड़ी aggressively गाली दे रहे हैं जो करता है. But they are being called to account by many countries. Now, some of you who are economists have heard of the law of unintended consequence. Your actions can have unforeseen consequence. अब जवाब मुझे दीजिए. हमने भारत में लॉकडाउन किया. देखिए, we have suffered an economic crisis in 50s and 60s. We got over it. We've had a population explosion. We are dealing with it. We've had very high level of inflation. What if we were not self-sufficient in food and medicine? You know, food riots शुरू हो गए हैं अफ्रीका में, और अगले 7 दिनों में food insecure countries in Asia में शुरू होने वाले हैं. Pakistan, Nepal and Afghanistan. What if we did not have Ayushman Bharat? What if every poor family did not have a bank account? उनको पैसे कैसे भेजते? राजीव गांधी तो कहा था कि जो गरीबों को 1 रुपया जाता है सरकार से, केवल 15 पैसे मिलते हैं. What if we did not have enough hospitals and clinics? What if we did not have over 1 billion smartphones and total connectivity? These are things you should ask yourself. These were the unintended consequences of action that we took. The fallout of our handling, here you are. Take a look at this. Tourism is down, it will revive. Engineered intelligence, up, up, up. Globalization, mar gaya for the foreseeable future. Oh, jitne marzi bolo, globalization is the best answer, ye, wo, sab kuch, koi nahi karega. You're all going to look inward. International trade, down, down, down. What is going to be up and up and up is health, yoga, immunity boosters. Supply chains have collapsed. So all countries, in the 3 people I serve in Africa, all 3 asked me, help us become agriculturally self-sufficient. हम लोग तेल के बिना गुजारा कर लेंगे, हम लोग कपड़ों के बिना गुजारा कर लेंगे, टीवी के बिना गुजारा कर लेंगे, लेकिन खाने के बिना गुजारा नहीं करेंगे. In the United States, ladies and gentlemen, 1 out of 5 Americans today has turned to veganism. Meat nahi khata hai, because they don't know what kind of diseases come out of meat. So horticulture will rise, meat industry will sink. Oil and gas ka to aapko pata hai. Islam, if there are any Muslim friends listening in, I'm sorry, but Islam in blind faith is down. Science is going up. World Health Organization, United Nations, forget about it. Khatam ho jayega. Smaller regional groupings. Office real estate, down, down, down. We'll be working from home. China, down, down, down. India, up, up, up. Cash, down. Digital transaction going up. Geopolitics is already changing. India has shown that it has the softness of silk and the strength of steel. इसीलिए आपसे कहता हूँ, as an Indian, अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है. What the Prime Minister of Lesotho once asked me that, you know, something he asked me and I told him how to solve it. I didn't know anything about it. Tukka lagaya. Then he called me. He said, "Are you God?" I said, "No, sir. I'm an Indian. That's the next best thing." Therefore, just have faith and confidence in yourselves. Courage and strength, sahas aur shakti aapka jo dhwaj hai. Thank you very much. This is my tombstone. It's already ready. I'm going to be 70 years next year. I don't know how long I'll live, but all it says is, scattered in the dust, silent I remain. When India's bugle calls, I will rise again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vohra. It's wonderful, wonderful experience you have shared with us. And all of you who all are present here. And Mr. Atul Pandey is also here. He was he's a former NDTV head. And now he's doing freelancing filmmaking and corporate filmmaking. So today with us, Mr. Harbhajan Singh, Chairman, Special Task Force for Ease of Doing Business, CII Haryana Zone, and Chief Strategy and People Care, SGT University, Gurgaon. And everybody knows Dr. Sandeep Marwah is a well-known international media person with 7 world records to his credit. He's founder of Noida Film City and Marwah Studios and AAFT also. He has been titled as Global Cultural Minister and now Chancellor to AAFT University of Media and Arts, and has been appointed as the Chief Scouts for India. This is a actually proud moment. With us, Sulakshna. Sulakshna is very dear friend of mine, and she is an accomplished media strategist with over 20 years of extensive experience. And I know her as a Dhakar lady or program head of Delhi ke Dhakar majorly. But she has done a lot of work in, and now she is connected with Big FM 92.7. Hello, Mr. Marwah.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, Mr. Marwah, hang on. Before you come,
Yes.
give me another 2 minutes. The takeaways from this, Harbhajan, tell me, number one, much greater trust in India between the government and the people. Am I right? You are beginning to trust what the government is doing. Great respect for our doctors, scientists, health personnel, for police. What do you see the level of discipline that the people of India are showing and unity? अरे भूल जाओ इन politicians को जो गाली देते हैं. उनका धर्म है गाली देना. मेरा धर्म है आगे बढ़ना. India's global profile rising, rising, rising. China down, down, down. क्या बोलते हैं ये आरोग्य सेतु ऐप, द फर्स्ट इन द वर्ल्ड. बिल गेट्स क्या कहता है? योर एक्सेप्शनल डिजिटल कैपेबिलिटीज. ये मैं नहीं कह रहा, ये बिल्लू भाई गेट्स कह रहा है, कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग इंडिया. या आई डिडंट से दिस. यूनाइटेड नेशंस वंडरफुल, लीडिंग बाय पैरालिसिस. कुछ नहीं होता. और वो जो डिक्टेटर जनरल है WHO को, चाइना का मैसिव चमचा, अब वो बड़े प्रेस रिलीजेस इशू करता है, मैंने ये किया, मैंने वो किया, एंड ही कम्स आउट विद अ जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट फ्रॉम WTO कि जी बड़े अच्छे लोग हैं हम, और ट्रंप ने जो जूते उनको मारे और जो हम मारने वाले हैं उसको अभी पता नहीं है. लोग, you know, let me tell you something, that human behavior, Chinese behavior created the virus. Artificial intelligence, and India will crush it. Do you know that Prime Minister Modi's rating today amongst global leaders is the highest in the world? ये मैंने नहीं कहा. An American rating agency has done this. Economic impact, कल ठीक नहीं होगा. Mr. Marwah, I have seen what happened in the 60s. We devalued our currency. We were in deep trouble, but we came back. We bounced back 20 years later. Today, there'll be an explosion of pent-up demand. Harbhajan ji, last 20 days that we've been locked up, my wife and I were calculating, we have spent 3,000 rupees in 20 days. That's all that we do. We used to watch television for 1 hour per day. I'm now binge watching for 10 hours per day. That for you, Mr. Marwah, is something fantastic. You can produce more and more serials for Netflix and so on.
It is.
Greater nationalism, international trade khatam ho gaya. Agriculture up, and India's self-confidence. Look, 38 heads of government have spoken to the Prime Minister. 38, sir. 38. And I've asked him, how is India dealing with the crisis? And 56 countries have asked us for help. We have given it to all 56. आपका जो पड़ोसी है ना, जो तंग करता है हमको, वो भी मांग रहा है, और हमें क्या कहता है कि मुझे मदद कर दो, वो बताना मत किसी को. So I just wanted you to be aware that we have the capability. Private TV channel पे आ जाते हैं, कहते हैं ये नहीं हो रहा, वो नहीं हो. यार मुझे मालूम नहीं है. I'm learning on the job. Deepak Vohra is a member of the core team. We are learning. I don't know. I've never handled a crisis like this before. If I knew how to survive a nuclear bomb, I would take action. I don't. I've never faced a nuclear bomb. All the Japanese who faced it are dead. 10% आपका जो ज्ञान है बेटा, वो आपको क्लास में मिलता है, 90% मिलता है बाहर, योर एक्सपीरियंस. मेरे पास तजुर्बा है ही नहीं, मैं कहां से सीखूंगा? अब मैं ट्राई कर रहा हूं. नाउ एवरीबॉडी, जो लोग गाली दे थे ना, अब वो भी आ गए हैं कि शायद ये लोग ठीक कर रहे हैं. और बड़े बड़े ये क्या है आपके जो 1 करोड़ माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स, और जी आपको पहले सोचना चाहिए था. यार चाचा, अगर तुमने सोचा था, मुझे बताया क्यों नहीं? ये बाद में कहना विद इन हाइंडसाइट, हम सबकी विजन 20/20 होती है. व्हाई डिडंट यू टेल मी? फिर कोई आया जी, इंडिया इज नॉट टेस्टिंग इनफ पीपल. अच्छा चाचा, व्हाट इज द इनफ पीपल? 130 करोड़ नहीं, 10 करोड़. अच्छा, शो मी योर डिग्री इन एपिडेमियोलॉजी एंड वायरोलॉजी. नहीं, वो तो मैं लगा रहा था. यार, ट्रस्ट द गाइज हु नो इट. द वर्ल्ड इज ट्रस्टिंग इंडिया साइंटिस्ट. व्हाई डोंट वी?
Absolutely.
So that is it, Mr. Marwah. Nice to see you.
Wonderful, I tell you. I must extend my heartiest congratulations to you for the excellent presentation.
Thank
What
you.
a wonderful research. You have condensed the whole country into just few minutes. And I swear you have motivated all of us who've been just listening to you. You have
so
really
much.
motivated all of us.
Thank you very much. I'm
Thank you
deeply
very
honored. There's nothing that I've said which is invention from my side. It's all there. It's just putting it all together. यार, जब फ्रांस का राष्ट्रपति बात करता है, आपके प्रधानमंत्री से कहता है, आप लोगों ने ये कैसे किया, वो कैसे किया, लॉकडाउन कैसे किया, मुझे बताओ, क्या मतलब है इसका? These people ask your fellow sir, you work for a Japanese company, Harbhajan ji. Your chap has called PM 3 times and asked, आप क्या करोगे, आप क्या करोगे? Come on. किसी के सामने हाथ. You know, I have my military doctors in UAE and Kuwait. We don't talk about this very much. They are sitting there guiding those guys. The number of relief flights we organized were the largest in the world. And as our pilots flew over Pakistan, their ATC said, we are proud of you guys. वो तो घर में छुप के बैठे हैं, हमारे लोग जा रहे हैं उनको बचाने.
India offered even the Pakistani students in China.
We offered to take them back, but उनकी सरकार बोली कि मत जाओ। क्योंकि वो जो 70,000 फरिश्ते बैठे हैं वो आपका ध्यान रखेंगे। What kind of, religion is based on blind faith. Science is based on doubt. And I haven't met any of these farishtas, but I've met the farishtas in white coats. I'm in charge of RML Hospital, Ramanur Lohiya. We've divided this place. I go there frequently. Look at our kids, the way they are working, these young doctors. I've met nurses and doctors, sir, कुछ चाय वाय दिला दो, 72 घंटे से घर नहीं गए. Look at this. ये कौन से देश में होगा? Harbhajan ji, which country will do this? We are doing it. We are giving the example of my power to heal the world, not the power of my example to damage the world. I'm not damaging the world. He is. और अभी तो आपने देखा है कि चीनी का जो राष्ट्रपति है मुंह नहीं खोलता, 20 दिन से कुछ नहीं बोला, क्योंकि बोलेगा तो जूते पड़ेंगे।
आपसे भी डरता है सर वो।
मुझे हिंदुस्तान से डरता है। उसने मेरी ताकत देख ली है, अब मुंह नहीं खोलेगा।
I want to tell you, we are a country which has been the country, we call it Devabhumi. We believe in God, we believe in the spirit. वो चेतना जो हमारे शरीर में ईश्वर ने रखी है, उसे हमने हमेशा सलाम किया है, और हमने कभी भी शरीर को इतनी मजबूती से नहीं पकड़ा कि हम आत्मा और उसका परमात्मा से जो बंधन है उसे भूल जाएं। तो हमारा ये जो जुड़ाव रहा है उस परम सत्ता से, वही हमें शक्ति देती है एक माँ के रूप में कि वो कह सके कि मेरा दूसरा बेटा शहीद हो जाए। वही हमें शक्ति देती है उन पहाड़ों में खड़े होकर ऐसे एंगल्स पे 30 घंटे में उस महामार्ग को पुनः चालू करने में, जिसके के लिए लोग कहते हैं कि 6 हफ्ते लगेंगे। तो ये सारा खेल जो है इस आत्मिक शक्ति का है। मेरे ख्याल से जिसकी सत्ता का आभास आने वाले दिनों में विश्व को भी होगा, और हम धीरे धीरे शायद अपने लक्ष्य के बहुत नजदीक पहुंचते जा रहे हैं।
Thank you very much, Harbhajan. For media and entertainment, Mr. Marwah.
Yes, let me.
I will go back to 1 hour of TV, but you give me damn good films on and Prime Video. Then maybe I'll do 5 hours.
Before we come to the topic, let me take a minute and extend my heartiest thanks and gratitude to all the doctors, nurses, the hospital staff, all the police forces, paramilitary forces, the media persons who have been actually spending this so much of time for all of us to sit quietly and nicely back home. Trust me. And they need a lot of appreciation. And I'm so thankful to my Honorable Prime Minister for arranging a clap by 130 crore people for these people, It's unbelievable. Nobody could even think like that.
As our discipline, India made.
And second time, we've been burning candles and diyas in the honor of these people. I think this is commendable. And coming back to today's topic now, the impact of COVID-19 on media and entertainment industry. Let me give you a brief idea about the whole big industry, which people should know who've been listening here, that we are the 6th biggest industry in the country today. There are about 1 million people who are working in media and entertainment industry. We are almost touching now 2,60,000 crore rupees turnover. When I talk about films, we are the largest film producing country in the world. We make around about 2,600 films in around about 28 different languages. Imagine we have around about 11,000 theaters. 1.5 crore people watch cinema every day. In total, probably we sell 500 billion tickets every year. Now you can well imagine the size of cinema. When I talk about print, we have almost 40,000 newspapers in this country. And the largest Hindi selling, English selling newspaper is published from India. There are more than 4,000 magazines which are printed every month. I mean, it's unbelievable figures. When we come to radio, we have 350 radio stations, active radio stations. When I talk about television, we have 950 channels in this country. And imagine India has the largest number of, we have the largest number of news channels, more than 100 news channels in this one single country in 28 different languages. Can you imagine that? And then come down to the new media, because when I say media and entertainment industry, people should know that I'm talking about print, radio, television, cinema, new media, events, theme parks, and music. And when I say new media, imagine this is we have the second largest number of mobile connections today in India, around about 100 crores, and 33% of these telephone connections are smartphones. You can comfortably connect to it from your phone. Now, imagine this. This is the media and entertainment industry of this country, and we are at par with anywhere in the world today. Let me tell you. So this is a brief idea which I have given to all the panelists about this industry. Then of course, ma'am is there to ask questions. Then when you keep on asking questions, probably we'll keep on answering.
Thank you, Mr. Marwah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I just had one question in mind. You know, like in the short run, there is likelihood of the wages of the poor people associated with the entertainment and media industry also being affected in a big way. If you see, when I see that even in the condominiums, the hawkers are not being allowed to come inside and distribute the newspapers, and means that activity of theirs has stopped. So that strata of society will require a lot of support from all of us as a society. We cannot leave anything and everything over the government. I think society will have to come forward and support those people who are not as well placed as the Lord has placed us in our lives. So I think that spectrum, that orbit is quite large. It is in terms of millions. So I think that we will require a lot of, change of our mindset, and we will need to address those people without considering that what is the payback, will we ever get it back, or from that perspective, that what advantage will we have if we do these things for us. I think a big mindset change will be required. How do you think that media and entertainment industry can take it forward? Media has always been on the forefront. There have been movies like Toilets and all, which have, helped us in changing the mindset of masses. In the new era, post-COVID, what will be the themes on which media will require to focus to change the mindset of the people in general?
No, I think you have not noticed that it has already been started through digital media as well as through television. But I think before I could give you more in detail, it's very important to understand that media and entertainment industry has been totally damaged right now. Let me start with cinema. The minute lockdown has been announced, 11,000 theaters have been closed down. The total average collection of around 150 crore rupees is blocked. And in all these 40 days, the industry is already down by around 250 crores. And the estimate loss of this lockdown is now projected around the year, till the end of the year is going to be something like 3,000 crores, which this industry is going to lose as the revenue. And this is, I'm talking about cinema. The biggest impact is that the top films which were about to be released could not be released. The films which were about to finish and they were on the final stages of their production, they have been stopped. The new films are not being launched. Many films are stuck badly as half-made films now. And all that, I'm estimating around about a loss of 250 to 300 crores in these lockdown times. But trust me, the whole industry is sitting quietly, still very enthusiastic, still very quiet, total patriotic and nationalist, and people are ready to bear this kind of a loss. They know that they will be able to recover this loss, if not today, if not this year, maybe in the coming years. Now come down to the second major handicap actually has been the newspaper, because the minute this virus and details been propagating, especially through the WhatsApp University, and people got afraid. They were nervous. Nobody wants to meet people. Nobody wants to pick up even a newspaper because it's been thrown from outside. And people had the best thing. What people did is they actually asked their vendors not to throw or not to deliver newspaper, and suddenly the circulation of all the newspapers have dropped down to less than 50%. Many small papers have closed down in these 30 days. They've closed down. Many people have suddenly come on the digital. They are on the net now, and only some top rich, good papers, they have been able to sustain. They're still printing, they're still delivering, because there are many people who are habitual of only reading newspaper, and like probably me and Deepak. And we're still looking for newspaper every morning. And so there is a huge drop of, don't forget that the complete media and entertainment industry is actually depends upon the advertising and publicity from other.
Mr. Marwah, I have a question at this point.
Yeah.
What is India's population?
Well, let's say
130 crores?
130 crores, yeah.
Yeah. So one channel says my viewership is 80, another says 60, another says 200, another. तो मेरे को तो लगता है 10,000 करोड़ तो कम से कम आबादी होगी हमारे. Everybody makes these claims. How do they make the claim? आपके पास 3,000 तो वो meters हैं detect करने के लिए. सब कहाँ से figures आते हैं?
So, sir, for radio, if I can add, sir, the recent radio survey was done conducted by AROI, which is the authorized channel for the government. So they had done that 82% is rise in radio, because I represent radio only, sir. And there was also time spent listening का भी उन्होंने detail में निकाला है.
वो मैंने देखा है, वो तो बढ़ गया है. मैं सिर्फ प्राइवेट टीवी चैनल्स का कह रहा हूँ. फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग, लार्जेस्ट व्यूअरशिप, ग्रेटेस्ट चैनल, सभी लोग अपनी तारीफ करते हैं.
So sir, you know, it happens well, जब हम IRF निकालते हैं, IRF का डेटा निकलता है या RAM डेटा निकलता है. So what we do is the point which we pick the best one, so we propagate around the best one.
I only watch DD News. मुझे सच्चाई मिलती है वहाँ.
The biggest problem with television is, especially the entertainment side, that they are almost now finished with their stock of episodes. And there is no new programs which are being made, no shootings are happening, and they are a little in mess. And many channels have already actually started turning off their old stocks. अब ड्रॉ खोल
रामायण और महाभारत दिखाओ, बोलो उनको, हमसे मांग ले.
And Ramayana is a wonderful example of that.
We'll sell it to them.
Exactly. And then last is the digital media, which has saved I must say, the face of the total media and entertainment industry in this country today, because graphics and animation has suddenly risen by 13%. The new applications have started coming up so well. People have immediately and instantly jump on. So this is how I think we are on the two sides: radio, the news channel, and the digital media has started doing suddenly very well. But on the other side, the print media, the cinema part, events, and theme parks and music, and they are in little doldrums. Now, people may not realize that we may be only 1 million people who are directly working into media and entertainment industry, but this industry is supporting many other industries side by side, and probably another 3 million people who are indirectly connected to media and entertainment industry who are also suffering right now. For example, hospitality, tourism, catering facilities, transport. And because Indian film industry, or let's say media and entertainment industry in total, is actually supporting all these industries in a very, very big way. Well,
Marwah sir, if I may step in here, or in media and entertainment, since I'm also from the media side, it's a very large chunk of informal sectors. You know, those people like your light boys, like your spot boys, like your, taxi drivers. So all these guys who were directly responsible, for bringing out these things, have had not earned a penny since the day the lockdown was announced. Now the post COVID scenario is also pretty grim, because I understand the economy is not going to start up, just like that. It's going to take time. Probably they might not have any work for the next 5 months, which is almost the end of 2020. Now, in this scenario, for the informal sector of who are associated with us, like somebody, even a producer like me, somebody who does 10 to 12 documentaries in a year with various channels, Doordarshan and NetGeos and Discoveries, but somebody like me also doesn't have a job. So for me, I am totally banking on my savings. Thankfully, I have some, but when I look at people down the line, then I realize there's a huge problem. We are trying to do something for them. I don't know how much and what all can be done.
No, I think the associations like Film Producers Guild, like Indian Motion Picture Producer Association, Film Federation of India, all are working on how to save the daily wage workers, because film industry especially has a lot of people who come on the floor every day and charge every day, whether they are. I mean, you know it for sure, and they're suffering. They're the biggest sufferers, and they have no work, they have no money.
We have been busy saving lives. Now, in the second phase, we'll get back to restoring livelihoods.
Absolutely.
So, sir, one humble question I wanted to ask: are we also, of course, this is a very noble decision, where we talked of saving lives, because अगर जिंदा हैं तो कमा सकते हैं, दोबारा से पैरों पे खड़े हो सकते हैं,
जान जी.
तो जैसे आपने अभी बोला सर कि एक हम कुछ आगे, जैसे अभी जान बचाना जरूरी था, आगे क्या हम कोई सोशल सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम के ऊपर भी सर कुछ ऐसा करेंगे फ्यूचर में, कुछ ऐसा प्रोविजन?
मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, इमेजिन अगर आधार ना होता हमारे पास, कितनी मुखालफत की थी लोगों ने.
जी बिल्कुल.
So much of opposition, but see how helpful it has come by giving, this is in the law of unintended consequences. This is one of the laws. Let me give you a little story, Mr. Ma, to all of you about the law of unintended consequences. In the 1920s, there was a epidemic of cobras in the nation's capital in Delhi. Cobra सांप जो होता है ना, बहुत घूमते थे. And my father told me this story. तो ब्रिटिश सरकार बोली कि जो मरा हुआ कोबरा लाएगा उसको 10 रुपए मिलेंगे. अब 1920s में 10 रुपए बहुत ज्यादा थे. सो लोगों ने क्या किया, अपने घर में कोबरा ब्रीड करने शुरू कर दिए, मार के ले जाते थे उनके पास कि लो जी 10 रुपए हमको दो. अब ब्रिटिश सरकार को पता लगा कि ये तो गलत बात है, बोले अच्छा अब हम पैसे नहीं देंगे. अब मैंने तो ब्रीड कर रखे हैं, मैं क्या करूं, मैंने सड़क पे छोड़ दिया वो, फिर वापस आ गए सारे कोबरा. Now, this was one of the perverse consequences of a well-meaning action.
Sir,
we have to, I think as the young lady said, that about resurrecting their livelihoods and protecting, of course, on the basis of 500 रुपए तो गरीब परिवारों को per month फैसला कर लिया है. I have taken a voluntary pay cut. Many of my colleagues have. DA has been suspended. You know something? Again, Rekha and my wife and I, दो हमने प्रण लिए, दो हमने एक तो चीनी माल कभी नहीं खरीदेंगे. चाहे जूता है, चाहे मोटरसाइकिल है, चाहे टेलीफोन है. If it's made in China, happy birthday, I don't want it. And the second, that for the rest of our natural lives, we are a two-person family. Our kids are in the US. We will feed one family every day. Or either through the Prime Minister,
Wonderful idea.
whatever we'll do it. This is for the rest of our natural lives. Giving it to somebody won't break the bank for me. It won't drive me to bankruptcy. But imagine if the 600 million middle class of India says, मैं ये फैसला करूँगा. देखो वो कौन सी कंपनी है, वो मार्क जुकरबर्ग वाला, उसने मुकेश अंबानी के उसमें पैसा डाल दिया. Facebook. I mean, just imagine the statement of confidence. And at this time, when we are dealing with the virus, क्या बात है यार. I mean, we have people like Harbhajan Singh Honda sitting in front of me, an outstanding son of India. The work I've interviewed him on television so many times. The behavioral change that you have induced, Harbhajan ji, through the community outreach programs that you're doing is amazing. Safety pay, pay. We have many more good people, बच्चे, in the country than bad people. सिर्फ ये bad people शोर ज़्यादा मचाते. अभी किसी ने लिख दिया एक मैगजीन में कि इंडिया में भूखमरी मरने वाली है. I have 10 times the required reserve. At any moment, I need 6 million tons. I have 60. मेरे पास जगह नहीं है रखने को. कहाँ से भूखमरी आएगी? और जी आप बांटोगे कैसे? तो रेडवेज तेरे अंकल की हैं. जो चल रही है और फूड ले जा रहे हैं. Why this negative thing? क्यों हमने अपनी positive genes को मार डाला?
Missions with which the top leadership of the country is operating. I only wish that the lower rung of the bureaucracy also functioned with the same intensity and intentionality. Unfortunately, by the time the things percolate down from the top to the bottom, the color changes and the intent also changes to a large extent.
Anyway, Harbhajan ji, you are entitled to your opinion, but I believe that the civil service has behaved magnificently.
No, I agree. Sir, just let me finish. One more thing which I want to request, sir, at this point of time. See, there will be millions of people. See, one is the people who earn every day and eat every day. But there is a lower middle class, which is a very large chunk of the population for whom if a month's salary does not reaches, they are not much ahead of that class which earns every day and eats every day. So I think this is the time when there needs to be some initiative by the government to take care of the salary part or wages part of the people in organized sector. In unorganized sector, I believe means we are putting money in Jan Dhan accounts, we are doing something. If you see the example of many countries abroad, the government is putting a good percentage of money, whether you are employed by the government or employed by the private industry.
Economic stimulus जो है, जिसकी आप बात
Exactly,
करते हैं.
sir. So if we will expect that the industry which is not operational, they will churn out the money to pay the salaries of the people for a very long duration, it is further make the industry much more sick and it will not be able to revive.
I understand exactly.
My humble request is that
I'll convey this. This has been conveyed. Nirmala Sitharaman will come out with a policy statement in 3 days and it will address many of your concerns.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just going to sign off. By the way, there is a attempted Zoom bombing. My security guys are just telling me I'm getting a message that Ambassador get out of the meeting. So listen, guys, thank you very much. What a pleasure to see you, Mr. Marwah, Mr. Honda, Harbhajan ji, all of you kids, all of you. Thank you. Look forward to, and ma'am, who's anchoring this, anytime feel free to call on me. All right.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless. Stay safe, sir.
We are Indians. We can do anything. हमसे अच्छा यूनानो मिस्र रोमा सब मिट गए जहां से अभी तक मगर है बाकी नाम और निशा हमारा कुछ बात तो है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी सदियों रहा है दुश्मन दौरे जमा हमारा क्योंकि सारे जहां से अच्छा
हिंदुस्तान हमारा
so much. God bless you. Thank you.
ये भी समझे कि जिस ओर ले हम मस्ती में झुक जाए उधर अंबर भूतल आजाद वतन के बाशिंदे हर गीत हमारा है बादल विविध प्रांत है अपनी अपनी भाषा के अभिमानी हम लेकिन सबसे पहले दुनिया वालों हिंदुस्तानी.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
एक और मैं कंक्लूड करने के लिए एक लास्ट में आप सबको बोलती हूँ बहुत वंडरफुल कन्वर्सेशन था डिस्कशंस था और बहुत सारा अभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम 1 घंटा और बात कर सकते हैं बट शायद सभी का अपना एंगेजमेंट्स होंगे आज का सबका जूम मीटिंग्स चल रहा है तो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू कंक्लूड हरभजन सर अगर आप इफ यू अलाउ मी कि कागज की कश्ती से पार जाने की न सोच लॉकडाउन तोड़कर बाहर जाने की न सोच कोरोना बड़ी बेदर्द है इससे ना खिलवाड़ कर जब तक मुनासिब हो खुद को बचाने की सोच तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जितना भी अभी हम लोगों ने डिस्कशन किया सुना तो थ्रू योर एक्सपीरियंसेस आई जस्ट वांटेड टू कंक्लूड कि दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू रिफ्लेक्ट on repositioning your business not just to survive but to thrive in this new world. I think if I'm not wrong कि अभी हम लोगों को और एक्सप्लोर करना है न्यू ट्रैक्स एक्सप्लोर करने हैं नए तरीके एक्सप्लोर करने हैं नए वेज और सबसे बड़ी चीज कहीं ना कहीं नए एरिया सेक्टर्स क्योंकि शायद हम जिस तरीके से जिस ट्रैक पे काम कर रहे थे हो सकता है वो ट्रैक अब इस प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो में फिजिबल नहीं हो तो वो हमको बदलना पड़ेगा तो संदीप सर अतुल सर हरभजन जी सुलक्षणा और मैं आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट भी करूंगी कि एक बार फिर वापस मिलेंगे। हो सकता है कि हम 3 मई के बाद फिर वापस मिलें, कुछ नया डिस्कस करने के लिए, कुछ नया अनाउंसमेंट जो आने वाला है उसके बाद। यस सर, कुछ कहेंगे आप संदीप सर?
Any time you're most welcome to call up, and we fix up a topic time, and we are there for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Marwah. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Prashant ji. Thank you, Atul ji, Harbhajan ji.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone.
Stay healthy. घर पे रहें और हाथ धोते रहे 20 सेकंड तक। हम लोग रेडियो पे बार-बार बोल रहे हैं कि भूल जाते हैं, लोग घर पे बैठे होते हैं, तो you must wash your hands for 20 seconds and don't touch your face. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.